Hi, I'm Ray.
And I'm Saren.
We're your Spider Baby hosts from To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, as well as proud members of the collective.
You're listening to Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Enjoy the show!
This is Luke of Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Hey, what about our Comic Capers podcast?
What about us?
Doesn't miss a beat. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Well, to another episode of Comic Capers, but part one of the Flash Green Lantern crossover. So,
because Phil demanded it.
It's Comic Capers, and wait, so I don't have to do it twice. Hey, it's Comic Capers, and there's an issue 69. So, of course, Lilith Fire is here. And since this is going to be Green Lantern, and it's crossing over with Sector 2814, we have Master of the Core. It is.
Yeah, I will.
Alright, we'll talk about 2814. Alright, and making his big return to podcasting, Big Daddy himself, it is.
Yeah, this is Matt Kona. Hey, first podcast as a father, so quiet down, you crazy kids.
Get used to that.
Get off my lawn. Yeah.
Alright, so part one, again, we're going to be covering, this part one, Green Lantern number 30, and Flash, of course, for you, Lil. Flash 69. So
30, 30, and 69, oh yeah.
Oh boy. Gotta hover over that button all night.
Russell stayed up late.
Wild like an animal. Wild like an animal. So yeah, the Green Lantern is early October 92, and Flash is just October 92. So
that's how they were getting across that this is part one. I don't know. Was Green Lantern coming out multiple times a month at this point?
I think 31 came out like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
I think
late October. So yeah, so they.
It's late October. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they had to get to the third law. Will, come on.
That's right.
You gotta get the issue out so everyone can get their Henry Hammond's Halloween costumes in.
That's right.
Hector Hammond. I'm sorry, Hector Hammond.
See, don't let it go to your head.
Oh, that was inspired.
Thank you. Hey, Green Lantern Day, they wanted to get the Emerald Twilight as quick as possible. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, I know.
He still dreaded it. Alright, so...
We got some good boob windows in this issue, though, so it's okay.
Hell, the first page of the Flash issue, which we'll get to next, there's one right on the front page there. Queen of the boob window. Alright, so, Green Lantern, number 30, volume 3, Will, number 30. Alright. Who wrote this title, Lilith or Matt? The Trouble with Gorillas?
Well, actually, Gerard Jones and his writing partner, Will Jacobs, had an independent comic that was titled The Trouble with Girls. Lester Girls, so they're punning on their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are they? The Capes?
Gorillas doesn't sound anything like Tribbles, so
yeah.
But it's not that it's clever, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's like I tell my entire family whenever they ask. Monkeys are cool, right? Monkeys are cool.
But the cover just calls us out because it's like, today these punny heroes, tomorrow the world.
You missed the
they just knew.
Did you?
Oh, Russell, this is the ultimate crossover.
Wait. So they were aping themselves on the title.
Oh,
okay. I should have said that. I should have said that quicker, but. Gotta let everyone talk.
Gotta get back in the groove, man.
Yeah. It's been a few weeks, so.
All right, if everyone's going to be nice about it.
Suck it, Lilith.
All right.
I didn't say anything yet.
I didn't, yeah.
No, I thought when someone got a good pun, you told the other one to suck it. All right, so now the leader of Justice League Europe, oh God, Hal Jordan stops by the new headquarters to help move in. I hope he would help move in. It was his idea to get in that castle, wasn't it?
Apparently. I mean, we read that
The
ego.
Hey guys, you
want to pitch in on a castle?
You executing my plan? Elsewhere in Gorilla City, a small group of gorillas sympathetic to Grodd seem prepared to start a rebellion and overthrow Solivar. Grodd is jailed.
They're so fancy. Wait, you can't just gloss over. They're sipping tea. Blah, fatalism.
Yeah, they're getting real in deep in their discussions. Yeah.
The poop's gonna hit the fan. That's because they're throwing it. What?
A bunch of gorillas sitting around talking philosophy. I mean, that's
in sweater vests.
Oh my lord!
Oh wait, I have to mention. You guys do know the most clever song lyric ever written down, committed to the song.
Get on the button, okay? What?
From The Simpsons. I hate every chimp I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
That's great.
Nice.
Oh.
I love that so much.
Oh, good lord.
When The Simpsons were good.
There's definitely some Planet of the Apes vibes with how they were hanging around. And I mean, is it super common that, Salazar is the leader of the...
Oh, Solivar? Yeah.
Solivar, yeah. I don't really keep up. I know Grodd. I was reading Flash at this point, and Grodd is a formidable foe of his, so I was excited. He looks really cool on the cover, holding up Hal and the Flash, and it looks like we're in for some really heavy Grodd going crazy, kicking butt, taking names in this issue. One of those deceptive covers, very common around this time.
Gotta get back on the saddle, Kona. You missed the obvious pun with the gorillas and hanging around.
Oh man!
Why don't you make like a banana and split?
Yeah. So you're saying I had a swing and a miss for that?
Yeah. So Grodd is jailed in the city somewhere and has been playing chess long distance with Hector Hammond. Oh God, this is
I'm sure this will end well.
Yes. With whom he shares the origin of his mental powers.
Now, this happened a lot in movies and TV, I feel. Long-distance chess games with letters and moves. I wonder who started that trend and how common it really was.
Doesn't that go back to, like, kings and queens playing chess against each other, pre-tactical kind of thing? Isn't that where that started?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I mean, I was sort of actually asking that as an origin. That's so...
I think that's where that comes from, and it's trickled down to us peasants through the years.
Well, I got some extra stamps if anyone wants to play chess with me. It's just
only if it's Star Trek chess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey,
what are the pieces in Star Trek chess? Do you have it? Do you know? Are there Ferengis involved? Because I'm in. If there are, I don't know.
Hey, Lucas just learned in chess. He already told me once he saw that Star Trek 3D chess, he said he wants it. So, Okay,
I get it. Auntie Lilith will buy it. I get it. I got the hint, Philip.
No, I'm just saying.
He's off his French kick. He's on the chest. I got you.
No, I'm just saying if any of you just want to get your butt kicked by an 8-year-old in chess,
Can we do the game with the, Runaway Home? Is that the one? Or, remember that one? All right. I forget.
Russell says apes together strong. Sorry. After receiving a message from Hammond, Grodd activates a mechanism in one of the chess pieces. Where did that go? And he commands his sympathizers to rebel. Desperately, Solivar attempts to contact the Flash, who had been Barry Allen at the last time they had met. No one seems to have updated him.
He's going to be sorely disappointed.
Barry just ran off to the future, told no one, then got killed.
It's Move Along Home is the Star Trek reference I was going for. Deep Space Nine.
Oh, that's a Deep Space Nine reference that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
You know that, Matt.
Okay, I'll move along out of this conversation then.
As such, his message goes to the Flash Museum and not to Wally West, the current Flash. The curator of the museum tries to get a hold of him, but Wally's busy on a mission, as we'll get to in the next issue. Eventually, the Justice League Europe is contacted, and Hal Jordan decides to look into the situation in Barry's honor. He just wants to get out of moving, that's all it is.
Yeah.
He's a little too old for, pizza and beer just for moving.
Even those boob windows ain't keeping Hal Jordan there at this point.
Or Crimson Fox.
What?
Or Crimson Fox.
Oh, yeah. Grodd explains to his followers that he and Hammond and Hector Hammond received their mental powers when 2 meteors crashed the Earth near them, and they were affected by the radiation. He reveals that there was a 3rd meteor, and he plans to lead his guerrillas to find it, so they can take the next step in their evolution and have...
Vandal Savage wants his origin back.
Oh! I mean, that's true. I mean, think about it. At a certain point, it's like half the DC villains were created by, like, radioactive meteors.
Trying to catch on that Marvel train. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And hard water either, like, gives you super speed, Jake Eric, or, like, makes you lose your hair, Flax. Yeah, so, he wants to find the meteor so they can take the next step in their evolution and have conquest over the Earth. When Hal arrives at the Flash Museum, he is met by a man who invites him to Washington, D.C.
No good can come from this.
I know, where's the windowless panel van, Loaf? Where Hal was surprised to discover that there is an entire government wing called the Bureau of Amplified Animals, which is run by and employs intelligent, mentally amplified animals. What is this, Lilith's house?
What is this, Legends of Tomorrow?
No!
There is an awesome gag that they do in a little bit. I don't know if it's this issue or the next issue, where Detective Chimp goes, "What is this?" And it was one of Shakespeare's plays. And he goes out and says, "Really? Come on."
Because you know the whole thing about chimps in a room long enough will produce,
Which was an awesome little gag. I did chuckle at that, I admit.
Leave it to the professor to try to class it up.
This is what happens when you work with a real professor, Will. It's like
don't say it too loud.
Oh, that's right. If you mention his name enough, he will appear.
We're doing me now?
Yes, that's right, because the head of the Bureau, say his full name, Bobo the Detective Chimp.
The Detective Chimp.
That's right.
Not
just like Sherlock, the only consulting detective. Okay.
Assigns Hal a partner, Rex the Wonder Dog.
Nope, I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna right past it.
It sends them to Africa to find the hidden gorilla city. When Hal goes on ahead by himself, he encounters the Flash, and they both wonder what the other is doing there.
If only we could find out some way.
I would assume part 2, but
well,
okay. Thoughts on this? Written by Gerard Way, he who will not be named.
Gerard Jones.
I was like, Gerard Way. Wait, this is Umbrella Academy. That explains the vibes.
I always get confused. Yes, Gerard Jones. Thank you.
The animals give me nightmares. The way they're drawn, it's just like too ripply, too muscly. I don't like that. It's very disturbing.
Like we were chatting about before, I really kind of feel like this. I don't know if it was Mark Waid's influence, but the pacing and everything seemed to be a lot better for a Green Lantern book, because I would assume, of Wade's influence, because this read a lot better than, I mean, it took us 3 issues for the Starlings, okay, and Evil Star. That was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's because of crossover too. Was Wade cracking the whip? Be like, okay, by part 2 I need him here. Okay, by part 3 I need him here.
Maybe, I don't know, but I thought this seemed to be. I mean, the art's still great. We've got MD Bright on art.
The people, anyway. The animals are scary.
like we say, I like MD Bright's art, but I like the art in the Flash a little better this time.
Mm-hmm. Who was that?
I like the vibrancy of it.
Let's see, who is this?
I can't remember.
Greg LaRocque.
Yep, cool. Yeah, he's a good artist.
Oh yeah. Is this a setup for a punchline, Russell? Why does Alan Scott?
Of course it is.
Why does Alan Scott hate Toy Story? Why does he hate Toy Story, Russell? And watch us probably delay. We'll have to wait for that. All right. So while we're waiting, so Matt Kona, what you think of this first one?
I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, it's definitely a kind of the book that appealed to me at a young age, but I could still appreciate the degree of zaniness in it. Although it is a little bit strange with the talking chimp detective followed by the talking dog and the panda with the secret opening in the zoo and the Green Lantern sidecar made for the general across the sea. And also the fact that they've hired movers, and they, why can't Hal just do it all with his ring? I mean, is that too much of does he not have an adapter for the Green Lantern energy charger in Europe? Is there different prongs? And I know you guys have talked about the animated show, which I have not yet seen, but I feel like this would be perfect for something like that.
Actually, the animated show is pretty well. The one back in the day, anyway, was pretty serious. Actually,
really, yeah,
grim dark, but like in a good way, not like 2021 grim dark.
yeah.
And it was in space mostly.
Yeah. And they killed off several Green Lanterns. Yeah, it was pretty serious, but it was so well done, and
it was to counteract that whole Green Lantern movie. I feel like that's why they set it in space. That's why they didn't use real humans or anything. It was mostly like the rest of the Corps.
There was a Green Lantern movie. I don't remember anything.
Yeah, we don't talk about it either. Deadpool erased it. He did humanity a favor. He erased it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's like Shazam. That movie doesn't exist with Sinbad. It's gone.
Russell, you really want to be making that joke during Pride Month?
Honestly, when he told that joke, I was like, wait a minute, and now they've made him gay and Wood was his enemy. I think they should rethink that.
Why does Alan Scott hate Toy Story? Jeez. Oh, Russell, never change. All right. So, Will, what did you think of this first one?
Yeah, this was fun. I mean, it was. I'm kind of wondering, and I have a hunch that they're real. They refer to other stories, like the case of the golden something, or there's a few things that the Detective Jim talks about, and then Rex talks about. Knowing Wade's encyclopedic history and Jones's, they're probably actually referring to stories that were published back in the day. Yes. Yeah,
no editor's notes, so we'll never know.
I know. Kind of lame. They should put editor's notes in. Editor's notes are awesome. But yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, because this is.
I thought it was actually a step up for Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
Than we've got over the last few issues.
No, until Evil Star. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey,
poor things.
Hey, Matt, did you finish Guy Gardner Reborn?
No, I did not finish it yet. In fact, I was kicking myself for not getting it done before this, so I'm saving the last two. I will get through it though. Okay. So I figured we would get right into the Flash for this, so I didn't have. Yeah. I was putting myself off the hook if we touched on it this episode. So yeah.
Any final?
My dog ate my homework. My newborn ate my homework.
Lilith, any final thoughts on this one?
No, like Will said though, the pacing was excellent. Modern comics could never, and Green Lantern at this time definitely could never.
Oh, I like that the chimps in the detective agency didn't have cubicles. They worked in an open office space because it's
modern
to have cubicles, right? Yeah.
Lord. So you were okay with the chimps, but did you say you had trouble with the dog, Kona? Was it a little rough for you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the.
See yourself out, Philip.
Oh, please! Like none of you have ever made any pun that bad. Those two, the one below me and the one to my right.
Yeah, that was so bad, Phil. You put the arf and barf.
hey, don't listen to Matt. His bark is worse than his bite.
Oh, yes.
Do that bark.
You'll get the dog started. Don't do it though.
I was going to say, any of you three, I could get a dog started somewhere. All right, here's the one Will's been waiting for. Flash 69.
And it starts with a bang.
Hey-o. You need a boob window. I mean,
I like this cover a lot, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's a little too Superman-y, but I'll allow it.
I mean, well, you get Hammond, get the Flash, you get, little Hal Jordan floating head of guilt.
Oh yeah, the blue head of guilt, right?
Parallax. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
The best version.
Oh, that's right. You two are polar opposites.
I was
It suited his ego.
Come on.
All right,
there's Velma, but there's no Grodd. What's going on?
There is no Velma, only Grodd. All right, The Flash, Volume 2, number 69, from October 1992. Okay, this is a pretty quick synopsis here. Okay. Because, life in the fast lane. The Flash misses a TV appearance due to the interference of Hector Hammond. Ta-da.
Hammond!
But no, I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, it seems like, we're kind of still in the same place. But, I mean, yeah, it opens up at the castle again. And Wally's helping everyone unpack. And, man, that boob window's really compressing, man.
What did you think of the little scene where he's cooking his food in the microwave? That was like, 3 pages of him, 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
15 seconds.
Okay.
Now, how high-powered is that microwave? That's what I want to know. Because I think he would just be, unless he likes his food real cold, or if he moves his teeth really fast and heats it up on its own. That was the one logic gap I couldn't quite leap over.
Okay, here's...
Wally's not the brightest, first of all. That's what we have to remember.
I mean, he could probably heat it up with friction. My problem is he's trying to take a shower in that 15 seconds. If you're moving that fast, wouldn't the water just be hanging there?
Yeah, I think so.
Wally doesn't wash his legs or any other things. He's one of those people.
Oh my.
He's still just a kid, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I just love, what Linda calls him, says, you're supposed to, when you be on TV, and in 2 minutes he's in Europe, so he has to, he's like, even I ain't that fast. He has to, unpack those transporters, and of course those guys are like, you ain't union! I've got no union card. And then the playing back of the answering machine messages, it's at, fast forward through those.
Yeah.
We skipped a few beats, but it's okay.
So yeah, like Will said, I mean, the span of 3 pages at least takes place in 15 seconds. And then of course he's
that plot assist. We're seeing where it came in.
Yes. But then he's running to the studio, and there's Hammond lifting a possible people. Oh, but then there's a phone call. Wally doesn't have time to take it, but of course that was
the Flash Museum.
Yes, so that ties it in, kids. But yeah, I just love this. Him and Hector Hammond. It's, what's he called?
Are we not going to talk about the Bronson weenies on the side of the bus? No. Okay.
Oh yes.
And literally Wally saying, "Whoops, pay attention, Wally." I'm just saying, there was some subtext there.
Oh, so he almost hit him in the face with those weenies. Is that what you're saying, Lilith Hellfire?
Not in the face. Just right in the face with that sack. This is giving me Thinker trauma, honestly. PTSD from the Thinker season 4 of The Flash, or whatever season that was.
Yeah, it was season 4. Either that or like a Star Trek villain. I love how he's like, he's calling Wally Little Brain. He's like, oh, like that's an insult.
You have a size 40 head.
I know. He's like, I don't want a size 40 hat.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be a good villain because it's like he does have super speed, but Hammond's powers are like the speed of thought.
Yeah. Didn't something similar to this happen with Green Lantern, where he was late to appear on Oprah, and he had to ride across town, and he got into like a fight or something?
Yeah,
we do not speak of Action Comics Weekly.
Even DC Comics, the only thing that came out of that, what was that, like 40-some issues, is just like, oh, Kat Matui got killed. That's it. Nothing else happened. Hal did not get locked in a yellow safe. Yes, he did not appear on Oprah.
She would have ripped him to shreds. It's for the best.
Probably.
How many women have you been with, and how many of them were underage?
Look under your chair. You'll find that.
Everybody gets a Green Lantern ring.
Is it true you have an evil yellow alien parasite living in you right now?
What? You don't know about that yet.
I know. Oh my lord. Yeah, then Hammond takes control of Wally to basically pull him to Africa.
Who does he think he is? Toto? Who's going to meet him down in Africa? In the raves?
Or Weezer.
And like, earlier in the story, he had a hard time traveling across the sea from England to get back to the U.S., but I guess with the mind power, it creates a...
Wally's lazy, confirmed.
I think he could do it. He just said he couldn't do it in 2 minutes because he had to be there in 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But he can run on water? Yes. Wally Jesus? Okay.
Oh.
Well, they certainly do love to crucify the poor boy again and again.
Wow. The Flash has died and come back. You're right about that.
Oh.
Different Flash.
Yeah.
No, this Wally's been through the ringer too.
Grodd have mercy. Okay.
Oh my God.
And like Minnie Mouse, here comes Hal to save the day.
Well, I love to kill time, crossing the ocean. Hammond's like, here's my origin, and I fought your buddy, Green Lantern. And, I got my power, same as your old foe, Grodd. Yeah. But I love how, this is so Wally, but it's clever, too, how he breaks his hold, Hammond's like, faster. He's like, okay, you want fast? I'll give you fast. Yeah. Just takes off as fast.
Just ask Linda.
Oh!
Or Tina.
But yeah, he just takes off. He's like, come on, Hector, say the word, stop.
Yeah.
Sends him flying. Damn you, little brain.
Actually, it's even better because it's damn you, little brain.
Yeah.
So Wally's like, okay, I'm in Africa. Then he sees a flash of green, and of course, yes, then we get to where the Green Lantern issue left off.
Yeah, I kind of like that. They start and end in the same place, but very different adventures in the middle. Yeah.
So, Hal got a lot accomplished in that, that time. The 15 seconds Wally took it home, and then battling Hector.
That's the power of willpower, sucker!
I guess he could fly. He made it to DC, and first the Flash Museum, then DC, and.
Hal's a womanizer. One thing you gotta know about womanizers, they're organized and efficient.
That's right.
They get place to place really fast. All right, so Matt Kona, what do you think of this one?
I thought it was cool. I mean, I felt a little shortchanged on the Grodd content again, but this was definitely a goofy, fun sort of. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of an '80s sort of like the first few minutes of like like the '80s movies when they have like robots making stuff for them, even though it was just the Flash doing it as himself in the whole microwaving scene. But I kind of got like the Back to the Future vibes from it, and just happened to miss a phone call and get into all these hijinks, and then oops, got to fight a villain on the way, and it's this weird villain that he's immediately quibbling with and trying to zing back and forth. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I liked the artwork in this too. I mean, I didn't have any problems with the one in the last one. I thought they were pretty on the same page. Yeah, I'm all in. It was maybe a fast issue, pun intended. I caught myself that time, but I felt like it flew by. It was a quick one, an easy read,
Yeah, the art styles aren't that different, like some of those Scarlet Spider issues.
Yeah.
All right, Will, what do you think?
I thought, Wade Flash is good. I mean, it's just, it was nice to read it again after, more than a few years of not having read this issue.
Oh yeah, this is early Wade Flash too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh Lord.
And it was, and I think.
Want to get mad? A complete run of the Golden Key Conan ripoff comic Kona.
It wasn't much longer until Ringo came on as the artist on Flash, right? I mean, it was just maybe within a year.
Might be a little longer. Was that the 80s or 90 issues? I think maybe, but
okay,
yeah. But no, Ringo was a good fit over on the Flash, yeah.
And we got 0 issues coming up too.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. 0 hour. Yes. So depressing.
Maybe he'll forget about it and won't make us do a big long summer crossover next year.
Okay.
Well, we already did Comic Capers, you and I, Lil. So, I mean, 0 hour, we did that. So.
I know, but we could always spin that off in the the other thing that we don't talk about.
She just wants that Armageddon 2001, don't you, Lil?
Ironically, I don't mind that one.
But there's no Green Lantern annual. All right, Lil.
It's funny. We've my wife was flipping through Netflix and we started watching Legends of Tomorrow. So, Wave Rider.
May the Lord have mercy on your soul. You're in for a crazy ride if you stick it out. That's all. It gets better.
You
can actually skip season 1 and 2 if you want.
We're halfway through 2, so.
It's like, now you tell me.
You might want to smoke a doobie for seasons 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Did you watch every season of The Flash, Will?
No, we were watching Flash and Supergirl, but then we kind of just stopped. But we did do the Crisis, so we did the Crisis crossover. So we watched those episodes of Arrow and Supergirl and the Flash as well.
Nice.
The Arrowverse is in shambles, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, Lilith, what do you think of this one?
My sweet, sweet summer child, Wally. I don't know what to do with him. We're 69 issues in, and I just still want to slap the boy. He just has no damn sense.
Well, like we've talked about, I mean, I think that for so many years, they were so wanting to write him as, look, it's not Barry Allen. He's so different than Barry Allen.
But at least Wade gives him some humor and some grace. He makes him very quippy, very Spider-Man-esque, and I don't mean that in a shady way. I prefer my superheroes quippy, so I do like that little addition that Mark gives to Wally.
You just say he's very quick-witted.
I wouldn't take it that far. This is Wally we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
And
The guy does eat frozen burritos, so you know.
Well, you're supposed to let them cool off because they're still heating up. That's why they tell you to wait the 1 minute. Just saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, and Wade starts introducing a lot of kind of speedster history stuff. You know, we get Max Mercury coming on, and eventually we get Impulse, which is cool. Impulse is one of those, I feel like, really underrated books, you know, with Wade and, who's the artist on that? Ramos, maybe?
Maybe.
But, you know, just
You actually read that?
Yeah, well, it was awesome because Wade had this brilliant idea of having Impulse think in just pictograms, which I thought was just genius. You know, he's you know, moves so fast or has such a short attention span. He just thinks in pictograms. That was cool.
Speed Force language.
To say those damn millennials thinking in emojis.
Yeah.
He was ahead of his time.
Exactly. All right, should we get out of here so we can pick up part 2 on Sector 2814 if you're listening to this on the podcast tomorrow, kids. So, all right, so next time here we'll be covering, let's see. Oh, in 1 week it'll be back to the the Daredevil podcast, Daredevil 305 and 306. Lilith and I will talk with Mr. D.G. Chichester. And then in 2 weeks, Lilith Hellfire will start some X-Men stuff, so. Uncanny X-Men Annual 13, so I had to ding you with a Atlantis Attacks one more time.
He can't help it. He hates me. It's fine.
Triple's in it. That was your only requirement. All right. All right, kids, so send your thoughts. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Comic Capers on Facebook, Twitter. Find links to all of our social medias for all of our shows, including Comic Capers, Sector 2814, so you can keep track of the crossover. Find links to this YouTube channel. See how different Matt Kona looks like now that he's a father.
He's positively glowing.
I am. I'm lit up.
That's his skincare routine, though. Links to the Patreon. More and more stuff coming up there. Bonus content going up there. Links to merch. All in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And make sure, go pick up Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. Learn the ins and outs of podcasting from the experts. And
third best Southgate, Rob.
Oh, Robert Southgate, yes. And like I said, check out our Patreon. Go check out the Southgate Media Group Patreon. Basically, everyone in the network's doing stuff there. There's free stuff. There's paid content. Go check that out. And just go to southgatemediagroup.com. The master requests that you check out the website.
Make it rain, so says Master Do. I get so much right.
All right. Matt Kona, where can people find you and tips on changing a diaper?
At Matt Kona, and you can also hit me up if you want to play chess over the mail.
See you later, bunkies.
Will Allred, where can people find you and your many works, including Crossover Division, Diary of Night?
You can find me at Wallred, that's WALLRED on Twitter and Gmail and Facebook and all those places. You can find my latest Crossover Division. You can find that at crossoverdivision.com, and you can find Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. Hey, that's a beautiful cover. And you can, if you obviously have great taste because you're listening to this podcast, which means you probably love Quasar, you can find all kinds of great information about him at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Hey, boys, you at the party? I love the party.
One of Will's favorite drops.
I'll put it in my navel.
All right. All right, Queen. Where can people find you, Lilith Hellfire?
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, live tweeting Legends of Tomorrow when I remember and am not drunk. You can find me on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, not posting content, and of course at Lilith Hellfire69 on TikTok, making the snarkiest of comments. Hey, some women pay good money for that in Florida. You don't want to know where they put the camera.
And let's not forget our friends overseas.
Because Ray likes it hard. And Ray likes it long.
Don't worry, Russell. I'm going to have one coming for you soon. All right. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, check out part 2 on the podcast tomorrow. Sector 2814. The Green Lantern Podcast.
Well, nobody tell Brian.
Oh! Why? You think Brian Cronin at CBR rips us off sometimes? I don't know. Of course, that is inspiration. Alright, so yes. Guerrilla Warfare Part 2. Let the monkey den join us next time. Tomorrow.
He couldn't help it.
Can't help it. Gone bananas.
He's got a monkey on his back.
Oh, nice. All right. Until next time, kids. Well, part 2 tomorrow, so we really will be back in Flash. Don't hurt yourself there.
Are you a fan of comic books? Are you a fan of comic book villains? Well, join me, Russell, as we take a walk on the dark side with Tomes of Evil, the podcast dedicated to discussing, analyzing, and overall glorifying the villains of Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and all your favorite indie books.
Tomes of Evil, a comic book villain